It's showtime, folks! Welcome, that was loud, to the AEW Revolution predictions. I am your cultaholic AEW predictions champion, Tom Campbell. And look at who the cat dragged in.
And I'm the rightful AEW
cultaholic
predictions champion. Tom, at Full Gear, you cheated your way out of a victory. I had it in my hands. And then you somehow left with the title once again. And then, don't touch me, Tom. At World's End, I wasn't even in the country. And you decided to defend my title against Adam. You didn't even give me another title shot.
You were a country away from this title, admittedly. And I wasn't planning to defend this against you.
Yeah?
Until you started putting these quite frankly, horrifying photos, definitely photos, on my Twitter, threatening the life of my boy Pablo.
Well, I had to take matters into my own hands, and it's done the job, Tom. Now, I don't want to be too hasty, but if you do want to see Pablo again, you know what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm going to walk out.
You're going to wear my cat's head. All
I'll
right.
do whatever I want, Tom. I'm walking out with that title belt.
Let's predict before he does something horrible to my cat. Pablo's fine, by the way.
No, he's not.
The AEW World Championship on the line. Samoa Joe puts it up against both Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. Who you got and why?
I think, just like myself, Hangman is going to be walking out with gold on Sunday. I think going into this match, Hangman and Swerve are the hottest dynamics off the entire triple threat. Kind of sucks for Joe, but I think Joe's title reign, while it has been good, it feels quite transitional. I think Hangman's going to win that belt. He's going to be a little bit more of a heel. He's going to be a bit of a naughty guy, and it's going to be a case of, well, he's the champ. Swerve wants that title belt, but he's not going to give the title shot to Swerve because Swerve doesn't deserve it. So I think Hangman is walking out with a belt and just going to be a bit of a heel going forward.
See, I like your story, but I don't think we're telling that story just yet. So for that reason, I say Samoa Joe is retaining the AEW title at Revolution. I think the Page and Swerve thing absolutely has main event title match potential, but I don't think we get there just yet. So I think that Joe is going to let these two squabble amongst themselves and leave as AEW a champion. Bit like I will.
It's not going to happen. Then it's another title match where Orange Cassidy defends his international title against Roddy Strong. Thomas, who have you got?
This is the time for Orange to say farewell. The final squeeze of the international title in the hands of Cassidy. Roddy Strong is winning it. Certainly the Undisputed Kingdom kind of, for lack of a better term, limped into existence due to numerous incidents and accidents and hints and allegations. So I think this gives them a little bit of a boost when they need it the most, and it's Strong becoming international champ. Who you got and why?
Yeah, I think that you're spot on with the United Kingdom, sort of Undisputed Kingdom even.
United Kingdom is a very different faction.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Undisputed Kingdom needs to be a bit stronger, and they'll do that with Strong getting the title. Orange Cassidy is surely dropping it here. Feels like he's ready to move on to whatever's next for him. Kind of like you and that title belt, and me being Strong at the end of the night.
Ah, bless your face. The AEW Women's title on the line. Deonna Purrazzo challenging timeless Toni Storm. Who you got and why?
I just can't see anyone but Storm having that belt right now. As much as Deonna Purrazzo is one hell of a talent, and she's brand new in AEW, and it feels like that would be a good time to put the belt on her. It's timeless Toni Storm. She can have that belt forever. It would be timeless. Like, she needs to keep that belt just now. I think Deonna works better as a heel. So I think by the time we get the title rematch between them, Deonna's going to be the heel. Toni's going to be the full-fledged classic movie star babyface. So I think she's keeping the title.
Well, I have to agree with you, because whilst we are enjoying the submission symphony that Deonna Purrazzo is creating out there in the belly old wrestling ring, one believes that it's not quite the end of the movie for timeless Toni Storm. Yet we are barely into the second act of this magnificent movie drone production, which is why I believe that Toni Storm will not only leave with her dignity intact, but will leave with the AEW Women's Championship belt also. Feature presentation at AEW Revolution.
This accent's incredible, Tom.
Thank you very much. much.
Yeah.
I am that old.
Another championship match as Eddie Kingston defends the Continental Crown Championship against Bryan Danielson. This is going to be really good, Tom, but who are you predicting is going to walk out with the belt?
Eddie!
Eddie?
Is keeping all the belts.
Eddie?
Eddie! We can't have Eddie Kingston lose these titles until he's recreated that picture of Vader with all the belts resting on his lap.
Okay.
We've done a few recreations, but I don't believe we've done that one. I'm enjoying Eddie as the guy who has all these belts, who is absolutely grafted to earn every bit of it that he's got, that has clawed his way to the top of his kingdom. And the fact that he beat Danielson was a really big deal. I feel like Danielson beating him undoes some of that, which is why I think Kingston beats him.
As you could probably tell by my reaction, you saying Eddie Kingston, I've gone Bryan Danielson.
Hang on, I've got to say who you got and why.
Oh.
Wait. Who you got and why?
As you can probably tell by my reaction, Tom, I'm sick of you, by the way. It's Bryan Danielson. I think he's going to be walking out with the belts, because this whole story is he doesn't really respect Eddie Kingston, and I think he's going to show a lot of disrespect and kind of cheat to win here. Danielson, we know, does not need to cheat. He's one of the best of all time. I think he cheats to win here. He takes those belts from Eddie, sort of ruins Eddie's night and his entire title reign, which then gives us a little bit of a build to have Eddie get that victory back over Danielson. Eddie has beaten Danielson before, as you had alluded to there and mentioned, but I think it makes sense to then have the second match go with Danielson, and then you have the third match be the decider and Eddie gets it.
Ooh.
So that'll be double or nothing. But right now, Danielson.
Saucy Petey Bullbings. Will Ospreay, bruv, makes his official AEW contracted debut. He's wrestled before, but against Konosuke Takeshita. Who you got and why?
Well, as you mentioned, it is his official debut. It's his coming out party in AEW as an official member of the AEW roster. It would feel really, really weird to have Will Ospreay lose his first match. So, of course, I'm going for Will Ospreay. I think the story of this is going to be Ospreay showing off a little bit, kind of embarrassing Takeshita, and that gets Don Callis a little bit peed off. And then you've got Ospreay as a kind of face versus Takeshita, who's playing the heel. I think it just makes sense for Ospreay to win his first match. Otherwise, you're going to stunt his momentum immediately. So yeah, I just can't see Takeshita winning, and anyone that picks Takeshita, I think, is a stupid idiot. Tom, who do you think's winning?
I'm picking Takeshita. Hear me out, bruv. Shut up, bruv. Right, hear me out, right? You're right in everything you say.
I'm always right, Tom.
Well, you're not always right.
I'm always right.
The coming out party for Will Ospreay, the line you said there, I think that's true. Like, it should come out with a bang. But clearly, Ospreay is babyface material in AEW. He's in a heel faction. What better way to officially extradite him from said faction than by having Don Callis cheat to give Takeshita a big win over Big Willie?
I don't want to see it, Tom.
Nor does Will. But it's the start of a bigger story. I mean, you can the wins and losses and stuff, they come and go regardless of rankings whenever they show up. But I think you start Will like this, no one's going to see this coming. I don't think it's a bad thing. I genuinely don't think Will is going to be lost in the woods if he loses one match to start off his official time in AEW.
Yeah, I just... I'll be honest, it is a tougher one to call, because I can absolutely see what you're saying. It could go down. But it's Will Ospreay. He's arguably the best in the world, isn't he? It's a tough one, but Ospreay, Takeshita.
Bro.
Next up is FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club in tag team action. Tom, who do you think's winning?
BCC for me, my boy.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think, well, because we've seen the BCC doing stuff with the CMLL lads.
That's the ones.
And it looks as if, based on some news that we've heard today, that they're going to begin to transition away from stuff with CMLL for the time being, potentially. So I guess putting them with a win over FTR allows them to maybe move some storyline back into AEW territory. I don't think FTR lose anything by losing to the Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay.
So I'm picking BCC. Who you got?
I think FTR is going to walk away with a victory. I think, I'll be honest here, this is another tough one to call for me. I can absolutely see Blackpool Combat Club walking away with a victory and sort of standing tall with Danielson, who's my previous pick to win those titles, or that title. I think FTR, though, I think they just need to win a bit more, just to they're the the tag team specialists, I guess, out of the two. And I think it just makes sense to have them win here, build that momentum back up. And depending on how the outcome of the tag team championship match ends up later on between us, I think they could move back into that picture. But I could also see Blackpool Combat Club doing the same. But just, my heart says FTR.
FTR?
Fraser the Revival. It's going to happen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
FTR, BCC, A-OK. The AEW TNT title on the line. Christian Cage, with the power of 1,000 dead fathers, takes on Daniel Garcia. Who you gone? Why?
Well, if you watch the pitches video, you'll have seen a pitch that I made for this very match, and it ends with Daniel Garcia walking out as TNT champion. I think a dream scenario, and I mentioned it on the pitches, so go and watch it, but it involves Christian's actual father.
Oh!
And tells his son, "You're dead to me." And that has a Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets, Tom Riddle-like effect when he stabs that diary, and he just... Yeah, Christian Cage is losing. I think Daniel Garcia. It feels like the time to have Christian elevate someone else, which he has done, obviously, throughout this entire run. But I think having Garcia win cements him as a sort of champion in AEW, and Christian doesn't need that belt any longer. He's done as much as he can with the belt, but he can still carry on the father shindig and the old rigmarole that he's been doing. But yeah, Daniel Garcia.
I think there's energy in Daniel Garcia becoming a champion, but I think on this occasion, there's energy in Daniel Garcia coming close.
Not again.
Again.
Not another one.
Oh, not another one. I think Christian Cage keeps it a bit longer. I think we will get to a point where Copeland will beat Cage for the title. I mean, the match was originally going to be Copeland and Christian.
Yeah.
So it would, and it's not out of the realms of possibility that as part of a hold steady, Tony Khan would just completely shatter a wiki timeline of wrestling champions in order to get to a point. Certainly not. But I think that Christian Cage keeps it a little bit longer. But Daniel Garcia comes within like a cat's whisker. Sorry, Pablo. A cat's whisker of becoming champion. But Cage leaves in order to lose to Adam Copeland, maybe a bit further down the line.
I'm thinking Copeland gets involved here.
Ooh.
Gets that belt on
But he's
Daniel
injured.
Garcia. That's what we think.
A wrestler.
You think you know him.
Oh, he's done me there.
No. Next up is the Scramble Match, where it's Jericho, Hobbs, Wardlow, Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, and TBA at the time of recording.
Oh. It's
an all-star scramble match. It was going to be the Meat Madness Mayhem malarkey, but it's not that anymore. But who do you think is walking out as the Meat all-star man?
There's no meat, but scrambled eggs.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your show on. Get meat.
Tell you, someone who knows about smashing mouths, that's Wardlow.
He does.
The Meat Madness was meant to be Wardlow's big, beefy coming out party once again. A reminder of just how brilliant Wardlow is. And when the match got binned, I went, that's annoying. But well, this one instead, Wardlow's in it. Let's just keep on keeping on. Let's stick Wardlow as the winner of this match anyway. If it had been Meat Madness, I'd have picked Wardlow. It's a scramble match. I'm still picking Wardlow.
Yeah, I'm also still picking Wardlow. The winner of this match does get an AEW World title shot in the future. And I think with Wardlow's promo the other week and him looking like he was going to be winning this Meat Madness Mayhem malarkey thing that we were going to have, it just makes sense to continue that momentum and have Wardlow win. It just makes sense. I think, I'm in total agreement that Wardlow's going to win, like I am, Tom.
The retirement match of Sting! He teams with Darby Allin to defend the AEW World Tag Titles against Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks. Who you got and why?
Now, it's kind of wrestling tradition that in your retirement match, you go out on your back and you put the young guys over. And there's no one more young than the Young Bucks. So I think they are the youngest. Well, not quite the youngest men alive are the Outrunners. But the youngest Bucks are going to win this one, I think, quite decisively. We'll have sort of the I'm sorry I love you moment, the whole Sting's greatest hits sort of thing that we're going to get as well. I just think the Bucks are going to win it. I don't want to see them win the tag team titles, but I think they're going to walk out with the tag team titles, and Sting's going to retire on his back, which it puts someone else over and I think it's going to be a great match.
Sting, like with 9 Pitches, has said all along, it's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Sting's very much been in control of this story and the ebbs and flows of it. And one of the things that he wanted to do was make sure that he goes out and puts people over on the way out. So I think Sting would have had it any other way. Sting had to really be pushed into winning the tag titles. Like, he didn't want to win the tag titles.
He didn't want to win them.
So therefore, he'll take the opportunity to hand them over. I think it goes without saying that Sting goes out at a loss, Sting goes out getting pinned, and then we celebrate the incredible career of Steve Borden at the end of the night.
Yes. I think he then floats up to the rafters, and that's him done. And never see him again.
They play You'll Remember Me as the cool wind blows.
Exactly.
On the fields of barley. Then the jealous
I thought we were going to play Yellow Submarine, but that would fit as well.
Sting in it. As we walk through fields of gold.
I see what you did there.
I'll be watching
you know your music.
I'll be watching you, and you will be watching us doing predictions, as you have done, and live reactions to AEW Revolution on Sunday. What time are we starting this? Midnight? 11?
It is a midnight party.
Midnight
Tom.
of the
We'll
Oasis.
See you right there on Sunday night. We've got a lot of AEW Revolution stuff. We've got obviously our reactions. Pitches are on the channel right now. You've watched the predictions, but just watch them again.
Watch them again, rewind
watch them again.
Good for us.
We'll
Thanks.
have all the news. We'll have all the good stuff. We'll have the podcast. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend. Tom, are you excited to lose your belt?
I'm excited for you to lose this weird chip on your shoulder, and I'm excited for you to leave my cat alone.
There he is.
That is, if Peter calls you, Peter's going to be livid when he sees this.
Yeah, well.
I mean, Peter is in the not Triple Jumps Peter,
Peter
who also will be livid when he sees.
Yeah, well, Tom, I'll just pluck him there.